There we go. Testing, testing. 1, 2, check, 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 check. Hello, everybody. What's going on, guys? Similar World, someone to you back with another nostalgia road trip for you all today. And we're talking about that Ratchet Clank game. I'm really gonna talk about the ones that that's similar to, the total drama and other games. I'm probably gonna talk about ones I feel the most nostalgic for, not ones that I want to say came out recently or at least after 2010. So I'm gonna talk ones that I've been playing so much. I'll say everything from obviously the original 3, which I uploaded. You guys want to check those out, to basically the cracking time. So I'm planning to do videos on those other games. But if I want to do on ones of the other ones, definitely let me know down below. But for today, beginning for no more thoughts on the 2002, Going Command, Arsenal, Devil Show videos down, and eventually I do plan to do like best moments on those games as well, so stay tuned with that. But we'll talk about Ratchet Deadlocked, or Ratchet Gladiator, which came out in 2005, another year after Arsenal. I remember when this game would come out a year afterwards, which is kind of insane. But yeah, but like most Ratchet came out again, I was obsessed with this game. I played this game so often growing up. I beat it so many times. Maybe it's not as much as mostly because obviously the PS3 port and everything, but I still love this game. And I replayed some, and I'm happy I was able to actually replay it, even if the crappy PS4. I'm happy I was able to replay some of this game. Like, I'm praying to God we get an actual release of this game at some point down the road. Please pray to God. And this is definitely more of a different type of tone and game like this. It's kind of goes more into like the edgy tone that was kind of big around this time. But this one kind of does it in a very fun way. As honestly, I always thought that would be one of the more underappreciated games in the franchise. Well, I wouldn't say like we just had the Going Commando up your no. I actually kind of like it more than the original. Which I don't know, that's a hard take, but basically, for those who don't know much, it's basically where Ratchet and Clank are abducted and forced to complete in Dread Zone! A violent game show in which heroes are forced to kill each other, and is given a deadlock which will color, which will explode if it becomes a crop and it becomes boring. And they must find a way to other prisoners and find a way to escape and all that stuff. Well, yeah, they're very popular and trying to stop the diagonal gleaming box. I'll say this is easily one of the most fun games in the franchise. Like this point where they basically take the arena as it's kind of like similar to what they did Jack and Daxter. Basically, because they made like a racing spin out where they take all the racing aspects of the previous games and put it in his own game. And but like that, the real aspects are actually some of the more fun aspects of Going Command and WS and all with some of the recent later games as well. So they actually did those aspects and decided to make it into its own game. Which honestly, I'm obviously not opposed to. I'm actually fine with the arena aspect being like its own thing in Ratchet Clank. Being like an entire game based on the arena aspect. Well, yeah, there's not much. Well, yeah, this game doesn't really do a lot of exploration. It's not really again. It doesn't really do that honestly. Unfortunately, I mean, which I think some people might not be happy with honestly, and it's definitely noticeable. But it's not like game breaking or anything. Basically, moving on plans to complete in these arena aspects, don't get a chance to actually explore it. Unfortunately, I mean, it is a fortunate aspect, and it's probably like one of the few main issues of the game. But it's not like a deal breaker. But it makes the game still pretty fun and entertaining. And the story is definitely kind of, again, it does go for more of a darker direction than the previous games, and it's a pretty solid one where you kind of know where it's going to go. It doesn't really have like the true, oh my god moments. Those moments end up kind of shocking, but otherwise it's still a pretty good story where you do have Ratchet still Ratchet, and Clank still Clank, and Gleaming Vox is an incredible villain. Probably next to Dustin Nefarious, probably my favorite villain in the franchise. Yes. He's definitely up there with Dustin Nefarious as my favorite villain in the entire franchise. He is that entertaining. It's kind of funny summer Dustin Nefarious for a thing about it. Someone who is like very hilarious, jokey, and all that stuff, but isn't really afraid to be taken seriously. And like with Dustin Nefarious, they find that good balance. And he has so many lines I still absolutely remember and hilarious and just like time to blow. Yeah, whenever Ratchet Clank does curse, I'm gonna mention, but they do occasionally curse in most of these games, and when they do bleep it out, it's always pretty hilarious when they do that. Like, it doesn't seem that same, like, tone and hilarious humor and the satire that these games are known for, which I definitely do appreciate. And even the other villains you meet, like, even some of the exterminators you meet are pretty, like, Viscera is not really the most, maybe, and Viscera not really, but Shell Shock, Reactor, and especially its Hardline are very memorable characters. Characters and have some praise and then it gets to the actual story. And you get a really memorable final battle, great final boss, and a hilarious post-credit scene. Despite the fact that the planets are not much to explore, they do have a nice variety of planets to explore, nice variety of stuff, and while the weapon variety is not as varied or as unique as the previous games, they're still pretty good weapons in general. Like the two Vipers, the Magma Cannon, the Hunter Mine Launcher, and of course this version's right now, the Harbinger, which is probably one of the most overpowered weapons in the entire franchise. Like it goes and it's one of the most fun weapons to use in the entire franchise. For sure. And all the battles go to a great and epic explorer great. Most of my I think the only things I've never been a huge fan of when it comes to planets is pretty much the vehicle sections. Like, I was like, this game probably has some of my least favorite vehicle sections in the entire franchise. Yeah, it's a case where I don't hate them, but still ones I know look for too. Like, I think the Hellbike one's the one I always enjoy. I'm sure it's fine, but the Landstalker, no. Instead of it, I was like, the Landstalker, why the Landstalker? I'm saying they're the ones I never really enjoy, or never really like in general. But the game does fantastic. The planets are still pretty fun to explore. The story is very compelling, and the music is fucking kick ass. Kick ass, and the graphics were pretty good as well. And of course, it does have challenge mode like the other games, where actually you can level weapons to 99. Yes, you can level weapons to 99 in this game. Ultimately, we actually can level up to 10 to that max level, and then once you get challenge mode, you can use one to 99. And this game also has mods you can actually implement to your weapons that you can buy. And buying more ammo, more this, ammo, more accuracy, bolts, or acid, or different types you can use, which makes it actually fun to customize. Like, I'm surprised they never actually brought this back in other games, honestly, because it actually makes it a better variety of what you can actually do with your weapons. You can buy winch upgrades, and you can buy those mods like I mentioned. You also get these two Albots like Mercury Green that well, not as memorable as I remember to be. They still have some pretty fun lore lines that make them pretty memorable characters at the end of the day. Especially when they introduce and everything. Especially when they introduce, it's actually pretty hilarious. One of the funniest scenes in the entire franchise. But there's definitely still a lot of variety in this stuff, honestly. Again, the real fights are still great. You also the skill points are basically have 15 in every planet, which is insane. And which makes a lot of missions a lot more replayable and a lot more fun to explore, a lot more fun to do. And when you achieve skill points, you actually get bolts, which then makes them a lot more fun to explore. You can actually get some good bolts out of it. And and this game also has multiplayer, which again, some of you also know I remember playing a lot with my brother growing up. Not as much as of course, the Beyond one, but obviously I haven't got a chance to play it since growing up, so I can't really tell you anything. But it ended up being a lot of fun. Honestly, I remember really enjoying it, honestly. Like, I really hope to do better multiplayer at some point down the road, honestly, because, actually, multiplayer can be pretty awesome and epic. Like, kind of what's up here, also the one, but, yeah. But I think that's basically all my thoughts on Deadlocked, honestly. Like, it's definitely a great game in the franchise, a really fun entry in the franchise. Again, I actually do enjoy it more than the original game. Like, I know I'm still going to be also more than Deadlocked, but Deadlocked is still one of the most fun replayable in the entire franchise, and one that I always have a great time whenever I come back to it. I pray God at some point down the road we do actually get this back on PS5, not just on the PlayStation Plus, PS3 thing. Like, I don't is there any reason why we haven't done that yet? Like if I would stop filming video and see that announcement, I would fucking flip a lid, but in a good way. Please bring Ratchet Clank, and honestly, if I do, I'll probably. And honestly, they do, I'll probably end just being like a Ratchet Clank focused streamer because I kind of want to hope to be honestly, but that's the story for that day. But guys, I hope you enjoyed my thoughts on Deadlocked. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on this game? What are your thoughts on this very underappreciated game in the franchise? Again, I do want to talk about more Ratchet Clank games in this series, so stay tuned with that. I am Similar World from Samuel Wormwood Productions. I will see you next time. As always, stay cool up out there. Peace.